I love my life. Ooh, I love my body. Yeah, I love myself. Yeah. Welcome to your Sacred Sexual Awakening. In this love stream, we'll be talking about the power of human connection and how it could help you overcome addiction and mental illness. Yes, my name is Shaft Uddin. I used to suffer from depression since 1988, severe loneliness since 2004, and addiction since 1993. Try and guess how old I am. And then eventually I discovered a thing called Tantra. I tried all the conventional forms of talking therapy, AA, NA, talking to my friends, which was a mess, victims helping victims, not a good place to be, looking outside of my friends, therapy, doctors, and nothing helped. Literally nothing. They can, being prescribed pills for things to suppress your emotions isn't the best thing to do. Turns out it's the worst thing. Suppression rather than expression is a bomb waiting to go off inside of you. So what I eventually discovered, my body decided to do the work for me, which is amazing. Thank you, amazing body. One day it decided in 2014 in a desert at Burning Man to not be able to absorb alcohol anymore. So my mental illness, my addiction, everything revolved around drinking booze. That's where I got all my superpowers from. That's where I got my outrageous confidence. That's where I started a unicorn empire, and that's where I got my confidence to dance on stage in front of thousands and thousands and hundreds of thousands of people. Because I was just drunk all the time. If I would ever meet anyone, we would have a few pints and some gin and tonics and a line of coke. That's just normal. To meet someone for a coffee or a smoothie would be the most boring thing and something I would definitely never do from the age of 13 to 34. So I was all about the extremes. I wanted to feel. I was a hedonist through and through, and I just wanted to have fun all the time. I was a hot mess, a disaster, full of drama. My reactions to things was like outrageous. I was hanging out with a lot of drag queens, so I was very much in my feminine and a drama queen because I was surrounded by these types of people. So yes, my life revolved around drama, drinking, drugs, and an outrageous, unpredictable life due to the unpredictability of getting shit-faced all the time. Which I loved, by the way, the uncertainty. Now all my stories end with, oh, and then I went to bed. Whereas my old stories were a little bit more outrageous. But to be honest, my stories right now are pretty nuts. Like, last time I was at Engsbacher teaching, I had to exorcise a demon out of 6 people. So, in an orgy. So that was weird. So, my life is a bit weird. It's just predictable. It's just manageable now. So how did I overcome these mental illnesses? These are classic illnesses in modern society. If you're living in a city, you're going to be stressed. If you're in a city, you're going to be worried. If you're going to push that worry a little bit too far, you're going to start suffer from anxiety, then panic attacks. I didn't have those as much. I actually was always looking forward to the future. I was actually stuck in the past. So depression was my thing. I love depression so much. Yes, it's true. I knew nothing else apart from depression. Ooh, that melancholy music. Ooh, that bitch that ruined my life. How dishy. Oh, I'm going to put on some music and get shit-faced because everyone's a bastard, everyone's a bitch. How dare they ruin my life? It's them who's making me feel awful. I didn't know what it meant to take responsibility of my emotions. I only knew how to blame external sources. And a lot of hippies do this. So once upon a time, they used to blame the government, the parents, and society. Now they're spiritual. They blame the moon, Mercury retrograde, being a Scorpio and a Pisces, their human design, anything else apart from taking responsibility for themselves. I'm, again, super blessed that my taking responsibility was because my body just couldn't get drunk anymore. And then everything just changed. I stopped self-sabotaging myself. I stopped blaming everyone else. I started listening to my body, and a lot of interesting, weird, supernatural things happened to my body, and I didn't know what the fuck was happening. I was becoming a human. By the way, being a human is you're superhuman. You have all these clairvoyant, synchronistic, powerful. You just become a superhuman. Like, you change because you've stopped suppressing everything, because you stopped domesticating yourself, because you stopped listening to other people. Society works because they provide you, instead of the right tools, breath, sound, and movement, that's what we use in Tantra, to release emotions, which is energy in motion. You gotta keep on moving that energy, gotta keep on allowing the emotions to flow through you. But we're bottling it up with gin, with ale, with white wine. We work very hard 9 to 5 for 60 years of our life. We have those 2 days at the weekend off and a month off in a year. It's insane the way humanity has enslaved its people. And the only way to overcome it without deep therapy and like all the stuff we do in the Tantra bubble is to breath work. That's literally breath work. You could get high if you had a straw and took that amount of breath in. Just by the way, give it a go. It works. Or drinking it all away. That's how we deal with stress. And people wonder why there's so much mental illness. None of us are given the right tools to heal ourselves. And the tools are actually quite simple. Check out sacredsexualawakening.com, message me, and I will tell you how to overcome everything. I literally just got a nice message of someone off my internet. What did it say? Good morning, bro. Thank you for your guidance. I'm cured fully now under your guidance. I had one conversation with him and I gave him one tool. So, just saying, this shit works. There's nothing wrong with the tools that we provide. There is something wrong with the community that you're going to be in. The spiritual community is a fucking shit show. Get the fuck out there. The Tantra community has changed. So, it's not how it used to be. That's why I'm leaving. So, today's talk is about how to overcome addiction and mental illness, the power of human connection. So I didn't choose spirituality, I chose Tantra. My problem was, soon as I stopped drinking, it's mate, by the way, it's good for you, they say. Since I stopped drinking, I couldn't connect with anyone anymore. I'm a hopeless romantic. My Venus is in Pisces, so I'm an emotional mess. I get fully attached. I'm a mother's boy. I was brought up on rom-coms and Disney. All I knew about was the terrible form of codependency and toxic relationships. I love and relationships. Everything I do is about relationships. I'm in Sweden to make love with beautiful Swedish women and hopefully they'll have my babies. I'm on an app. Which one is it? It's called Just a Baby. To somehow find someone to bear my children because the conventional way isn't working. I'm all about love. So everything I've ever done is for love. I will move to the other side of the planet for love. Turns out women don't like really needy men that show up for love. They want mysterious guys who are bastards. Which is terrible. It makes no sense. Certainty, uncertainty. That's what it's about. People like the danger. So I'm learning to be more mysterious and a bit more seductive. In my line of work, Yoni Massages, sacredsexualawakening.com, it could be transparent, so there is no art of seduction at all. But I am a beast and a monster in bed. But they'll never know that because of the whole seduction thing isn't there and everything like that. So for me, everything revolves around sex, love, intimacy, and relationship. And the only way I got that was through drinking. 2014, I couldn't do that anymore. I wasn't able to absorb alcohol anymore, so I stopped drinking. Also in 2006 and 2013, the doctor said if you drink anymore, you will die. I had kidney damage, liver failure, but I made a full recovery after not drinking for 3 months and not drinking for 1 year. I also saved enough money to buy a flat in Sydenham by myself. So there you go. If you're drinking, guys, you might want to stop and save some money. I was drinking a lot. So what happened was I found Tantra. I couldn't connect to vaginas, women, sex anymore. So I was going through this awakening process where I was hearing things, feeling things. I didn't know what any of this stuff was. I messaged on Facebook, and at this point in my life, I had no spiritual friends. I had no people. We were just fuckheads going to Burning Man, being unicorns and being pirates or whatever other kin that we decided to become. Definitely no spirituality, no woo-woo stuff at all. So when I stopped drinking, when I was making love to a lover from one of the burns, I would see them turn into this blue creature, and I would tense my energy, and all this electricity would go through their body and burst out their wings, burst out their back like angel wings. And then we would have a little share afterwards, and they would say, wow, there's a moment where I felt all this electricity go through my body and burst out my back. I was like, no way, because that's when I saw you turn into an angel. That was the first time that weird shit happened. Then the second time I would give someone pleasure, I would channel all this rainbow energy from my heart into my hands and channel it in. Remember, I have no idea what I'm doing. Channel it into their vagina, and they would share afterwards and say, wow, there was a moment where I was just seeing all these colors going through my body. I was like, no fucking way, because I was pumping rainbow energy into your vagina, all sober, all conscious. Turns out my light body was being activated and my shaman's body was being activated, and I was naturally becoming tantric. My light codes, my tantra codes were coming back online. All my superhuman abilities that I was suppressing through alcohol. Ironically, I thought I was the best person in bed and the best dancer in the world and the best person in the world from drinking alcohol. Oh, how wrong I was. So I still couldn't connect with new people, new women, and I really didn't know how to connect with anyone. And I was asking on Facebook about, what's happening to me. This is super weird. And at Borderlands Scandinavian Burning Man, when it was based in Sweden, I'd meet these beautiful women. Super hot, outrageously hot. I thought they were my age, like mid-30s or something like that. Turns out they were 50. Turns out they were 60 years old. They were grandmothers with super hard bodies and super juicy. And they were like moving and dancing like me. And I was like, what are you guys doing? And they'd be like, we're sky dancers. We're temple dancers. I'm like, what is that? And they'd be like, we study Tantra. And that was the first time I ever heard of that. I said, what the fuck is Tantra? It sounds amazing. I want it. Whatever you got, give it to me. They said, you have to go and do a course. You'll figure it out yourself. I said, I don't want to figure it out. Tell me what it is. They couldn't tell me what it is. And they said, do this course. Eventually, I went home after my Borderland experience, and I spoke to my only spiritual friend back then, Hard Star. I think I mentioned him in my story yesterday. He was a fellow unicorn of mine, and he said, and I said, I heard about this thing called Tantra. He said, mate, you don't want to do fucking Tantra, mate. That's where you don't jizz. And I was like, what? What? I love jizzing. Jizzing is the best part of life. I love ejaculation. There is no other. That's the reason why I'm here. So because of that one comment, I didn't look into Tantra because I trusted this one person. Again, until a year later, in 2015, the word Tantra was just becoming more and more and more and more. And then I went and did the course that they said. And then I had my Kundalini activated, and then straight away I became a Tantric gigolo, dressing up as a unicorn, providing sexual services as a male sex worker, a unicorn sex worker, as I say. And then the rest is history. Like, literally, it's all online. I got into the national newspapers as a male sexpert. I became really good at being a tantric gigolo. That's me with the yoni mudra. I just became amazing at providing sex. Dressed as a unicorn. You can't make it up. That's what I used to do. And then I got into the healing aspect of it. Because learning how to give yoni massages saved my life. That's right. It was human connection that I craved the most. And it wasn't penis in vagina or penis inserted in something. It was heart connection, soul connection. It was oxytocin. It was the fact that bodies were meeting other bodies and our chemicals were merging together to create peace. That longing to chase and grab and take wasn't there anymore. The irony about tantra and tantra sex and orgies, they hook you in with the sex and the orgies, which is great, but that's you no longer care about that. You end up having less sex. You end up finding more peace, more harmony. You actually end up becoming something that you never thought possible, which is a nice human being who wants to serve the planet and have huge impact. Tantra ruined my life, I could say, almost. I left my 6-figure salary to become a full-time hippie and a full-time tantrika. 2016, I did a sex magic ritual with 20 or 60 sex shamans in a cave in Hawaii, where we would use our semen and menstrual blood to put it in this big shell and pour it into the earth. And that's where I saw the sign, the words, heal the rich to empower the poor. So my mission is to not only find world peace through intimacy, but to connect with the 1%, help them open up their hearts so they live a more heart-centered life and use that sexual energy to use that position of power to help the masses. So that's my mission, due to sex, love, intimacy, tantra, sacred sexual awakening. So how did yoni massages save my life? Well, I don't like meditating. It's boring. I do like snowboarding. That's meditation, by the way. And one thing, so you're letting this childlike brain attached to one thing. Rather than, oh my god, I gotta think about everything. Oh my god, I got things to do this. That is a meter long drama. But I'd rather do something else. Let's dance. Ooh, ecstatic dance. Ooh, let's sing. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Or I make love to a beautiful woman. So I would rather do that than sit still and meditate, or masturbate. So one of my biggest practices is a penis practice. So as a woman and as a man, every training you go to, especially if it's a month-long certification or something, they will teach you how to raise up your own energy, i.e. mindful masturbation. No more need to find other people and have sex with, but do have sex with other people. It's nice, as long as you create a safe container with them. So the key is finding your own bliss, finding your own orgasmic power, potential. Find all 8 orgasms as a woman and as a man. Discover the billion orgasms you can have as a man and as a woman. Once you've found your 8 orgasms, then find the billion. Basically discover yourself through the art of Tantra. Tantra is the only path that talks about your genitals. That's where we all came from. How did giving yoni massages save my life? Well, it taught me how to meditate. It taught me how to respect and honor the place where we all came from, the great universe, your mom's vaginas. And it taught me how to support the divine feminine, especially the divine feminine in myself. If you believe in masculine and feminine energies, if you don't, if you're like I was a lesbian, so I was queer as fuck. I basically liked the term Shiva Shakti rather than masculine feminine. You could also use the term attack, defense, if you're in martial arts, or a lead and a follow if you're into dancing, or left brain and right brain if you're into science, or estrogen and testosterone if you're into biology. It's basically in everything. It's the giver and the receiver, presence and surrender. Left brain, right brain. I like to keep it scientific. So basically I learned how to be present. The power of now, which is the most, it's like Tantra for Dummies, Eckhart Tolle's book. It is a great book. It's basically everything you'll learn in the spiritual tantric path. It is how to be present. I chose to be present through doing something juicy. Human connection, making love, tantric massages, yoni massages. I'm about to have someone come in and we're going to have a skill swap. So she gave me a bodywork session last week. And today, in 30 minutes, she's going to come around and I'm going to give her whatever she desires. I am a pleasure provider. I'm amazing at tantric lovemaking. I'm amazing at yoni massage. I'm amazing at being a sacred sexual Jedi, which is bringing martial arts into the bedroom, submission holds into the bedroom, providing trauma release in the bedroom, providing a shamanic journey so you stop thinking about your troubles and pain and suffering and drop into your body and feel your amazing goddess energy. This is what I do for a living and it's amazing. So I get to do that with people who are open to it. And the only way to do that is to ask, what is your intention for this session? What are your fears, boundaries? Do you have any STIs? Because, sexual health is super important. If you're going to have a lot of sexual energy and interactions, you really need to look after your penis and your vagina, and to feel safe so you can relax your nervous system so you aren't second guessing, have I had STIs? Do I have STIs? They smell a bit funny. Maybe they have got something. Oh God, I didn't ask. This is why we talk about STIs straight away. Boundaries, massively important. The only way you could have so much sexual intimacy and fun and juiciness is to have boundaries like a motherfucking ninja. That's right. The fact that I could say no means I could say yes. The fact that I'm going to be working with people and clients who have strong as fuck boundaries because we talk about it, then we could play. Without the boundaries, me as a provider of healing, I'm not going to feel safe around some random person off the internet that's hired me. No, I'm not. Remember, I'm using my body, my time, my body to help you heal. If you have got no boundaries, that is a fucking disaster, and that is why #MeToo happened, because you couldn't say no. I'm talking about you, which is men and women. I've been in that position as a man. I suffer from a condition called British politeness. So when in an intimate relationship or an intimate encounter at a drunken fueled orgy, we would rather have our boundaries overstepped than say no to a random person that wants to jump into our scene. That's right, because we're British and we'd rather not upset their feelings but upset our feelings, and then we have to do a lifetime of therapy to overcome it. British politeness. I don't suffer from that anymore, which is great. I have gone deep into my cultural conditioning, because every single country has their own form of conditioning, and that's something you have to crack open and let go of, so you become yourself without all of the conditioning. Parent, society, global. It's a thing. Luckily, Tantra teaches all that. And you might notice I've been talking about sex a lot. That's only 5% of Tantra. How did yoni massages save my life and cure all my mental illnesses? It made me become present. It made me connect with myself. It made me heal all the bullshit around drama, toxic relationships, codependency in relationships, and it made me become free. The main thing that my lovers, clients, and friends say about me is the fact that sexuality is super innocent around me. I'm not after anything. I'm after play. I'm after transformation. I'm after presence. If you see sex, love, and intimacy as a dance, you will have a lot better time in bed and connecting with other humans than if you don't. Is there an agenda in your dance? Is there a big climax in your dance? No, you're just dancing with different humans, and you will feel something unique and different, even if they're shit at dancing or if they're amazing at dancing. If they're shit at dancing, you're gonna have a nice time and it's gonna be fun and playful. But if you're met and you meet someone who talks the same language as you with the body and dance and rhythm, you're gonna take your dance to the next level. So it doesn't matter who you're dancing with, you're gonna have a good time. I mean, after a while, dancemanship people is going to be a bit shitter, but it's still going to be good. But when you start meeting people at your level, your body will start doing things that it has never had the opportunity to do. But also, here's the catch: everyone is tantric. I'm in the inner circle of the tantric elite. I got the insider information, and I know all the teachers, because I'm one of the teachers. I'm going around all the festivals and everything. A lot of the women teachers, they say one thing. They're not having that much sex. It's true. I'm also not having that much sex. It's true. But here's the thing. A lot of them say, I need the man to be fully qualified in Daka training. He needs to have done at least Vipassana, or he has got to have done ISTA training or something. He's got to have all these tick, 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 tick to be tantric. These women are coaches, by the way, and teachers and famous on the internet. They refuse to put the time and effort into coaching a man to rise up to their level. They refuse to do it. They want a man that's already fixed and healed. They ain't gonna ever fucking happen, babes. Trust me, because I'm a man that's fully fixed and healed, and I'm still a mess. Less of a mess, but still, there's going to be days where I'm going to have pain in my body and I'm going to be a little whiny little bitch. It happens. So, what I always say to these women is, hey, everyone's tantric. The most insane tantric experiences I have been with women who have never done tantra in their lives. Everyone is tantric. It takes an awakened human soul who is conscious to help other people become fully actualized and awaken. As I always say, I'm doing nothing. I'm just a tree and I'm just present. And in that state of presence, it allows that other human being I'm with to become present. Mirror neurons is a scientific thing. So I have a tool set if I'm going to make love to someone or have a relationship with them, where we spend a day going through these. It's basically a 1-day workshop. It's beautiful. And then they're fully tantric after that. They could, because I'm poly, but I'm also monogamous as well now. I give them the tools to make any man tantric, or any woman. Basically, it's a bunch of very simple tools. It's something that anyone can do to become tantric. And all that is creating safety for someone to be themselves. Giving them permission to be themselves. Do you know how fucking hard that is to be yourself? So what I love about being polyamorous, I'm also monogamous as well, by the way. Give me 1 second. I want to fill up my mate with water. So what I love about being polyamorous is the fact that I have other people to play with, to discover new aspects of myself. How did I cure my mental illness and addictions with human connection? It's because I created a safe container so I could constantly be connecting with super hot women. Yes, that's right. I make love 3 times a day to amazing women, and it is safe for me. No dramas. No attachment. Because of these simple tools that I use. Each of these women bring out a side of me that the other woman cannot. Because each human is so different. My level of interaction changes because one person will not want to be penetrated. Another person is too traumatized to have anything near her vagina, but she would want some kind of energetic exchange. Another person wants a Kama Sutra and she brought a massive dildo with her to be fucked in every orifice possible. Another person, so on and so on and so on. You get the different breadth of Shakti energy that I work with. It's huge. And in that space, I get to grow with each woman, understanding body language, boundaries, and they have to make me feel safe around them. Remember, this is the highest priority for me to feel safe around these people. And I'm saying this is because you have to feel safe around another human being. You have to create the container for you to feel safe so you could be the best version of yourself. You have to create some kind of container for you to finally relax your nervous system and be yourself. That's it. It's that simple. How did human connection help me overcome my mental illness and addiction? Some of you may say you just swapped one addiction for another, and I would say at least this addiction is super healthy, but it's not addiction. So Eckhart Tolle says addiction is something that was once pleasurable that has become a pain in the ass and pain and suffering now. So you're not taking it for fun anymore. You're taking it for, I fucking need it. If I don't take it, I will die and my life will be a mess. So with sex, like I said earlier, you stop having that much sex. It's true. You don't need it anymore. I haven't... Every year I ejaculate like 6 times, but I do have lots of sex compared to most human beings, but it's not the amount of sex that I would like. Like I said, I like to have sex 3 times a day. That's optimum, that keeps me happy, but for last year I haven't had that at all or even close because I kept on meeting emotionally unavailable women. So I'm just like happy with nothing. I'm happy being a lone unicorn, just working and dancing and then going home to bed by myself. Totally fine with that. What I would prefer is someone with a very high sex drive and we're making lots of amazing love with her and her friend, which is what my life was for the last 10 years. So now, after being celibate, I have found peace in myself. I'm no longer looking. I have decided to be single for 1 year. this is something I've never done because I'm constantly looking for love. Constantly. Like I said at the beginning, I love love. I love relationships. I want to be in many relationships as possible because it brings out the best version of myself. I love relationships. That's it. Plain and simple. I have recently chosen to become monogamous as well as poly, as well as looking for lesbian women to have my babies. So I'm fully open, which basically means I'm single. I will be constantly giving yoni massages. Is the most powerful form of meditation for me. And I encourage everyone to learn lingam massage, yoni massage. If you want to know more, check out my website, sacredsexualawakening.com, and book a session with me. It is the quickest way to enlightenment. And you know what enlightenment is? It's just being happy within yourself. That's it. Life is pretty simple. Once you learn how to create healthy boundaries, to call in what you want, to connect with whoever you desire, because at the end of the day, that's all we're looking for. Simple human interaction, simple human connection without the dramas. So I'm going to leave you here because my massage swap buddy is going to be turning up. In the Tantra bubble, a skill swap is our Netflix and chill code word. But luckily, we're all working with genitals, so we're not actually hiding behind watching a film and trying to fuck each other. We have boundaries and we have our intentions. So to wrap it up, I overcame depression, loneliness, stress, and addiction, and all the modern day illnesses by learning how to connect with a tribe, how to connect with women I desire, how to connect with every human being without looking at the story or judging them, and being in a space where I could let my heart be fully open. So I give myself permission to be myself, to create a container for me to feel safe, to have the tools and the embodied wisdom for me to share myself with as many people as I desire. This does bring a lot of judgment, and people do throw stones at me and call me terrible names, but also it allows me to teach around the world and share my knowledge and wisdom to help people who want to be free and liberated from sexual shame and fear and guilt around sexuality, which is basically the whole of the planet. So the people that will throw stones at me and judge me on social media, who crucify me on social media and say I'm an evil, dangerous person, they actually need it the most. And boy, wouldn't they love to be free and connect with every human being. I'm so glad I could actually do that. So I will leave you with one of the most profound mantras in the world. I love my life, I love my body, I love myself, yeah. Check out the online course, the School of Self-Love, which is basically everything I'm talking about in an online course. Simple to follow step. There it is. Get it today. How did I overcome all my mental illnesses through simple human interaction? I learnt how to talk about and heal my sexuality. I learnt how to connect with people that I wanted to connect with through the power of Tantra. I learnt to feel safe within myself and have strong as fuck boundaries. That's it. I learned how to express myself rather than suppress myself. And I wish for you to be this free and liberated so you could connect with any human that you desire, to be brave and courageous to be yourself. So thank you, I love you, and I set you free. Ooh. Oh, also, one more thing. If you like what you saw, give me a thumbs up. I need those likes. I need the algorithm to keep me up. Share this with someone that you might feel that they may benefit from these words of wisdom. And also subscribe to my channel and share this with your friends and family. And please do tune in tomorrow for another